Hello, everybody, and welcome back again to our summer virtual series. My name is Tara Stevenson, and I serve as the Vice President of Student Affairs here at Flagler College. And I am thrilled to be joined by Vernita Bowens, who serves as our Director of the Career Development Center. This is a newer session that we've added just from so many families and students wanting to know a little bit more about the services that your team offers, but also like why should we come to Flagler and what do we get from our time at Flagler? And then what can we expect our students to be doing after Flagler? And how do we really prepare them for that? And how is it woven into their whole time here? Because we know that that's an important factor when students are thinking about their success at an institution. Couple housekeeping things. I know I've been saying this for the past few weeks, but I did connect directly with our Marcom team, so we are hoping for some of those past recordings to be up. And so that was earlier today. So please keep checking the Flagler College YouTube channel. Once we get the recording for this one, we're going to send it off to the team as well. We always will have the Q&A up. So if you have questions for either myself or for our guest, we will try to get to those. And if we can't get to them, we'll definitely try to address them in the future, or you can always reach out to us. But let's go ahead and just dive into it. Vernita, first, why don't you tell us just a little bit about you and what you do here at Flagler? Oh, you were still on mute.
Sorry, I was still on mute. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vernita Bowens. I serve as the Director of Career Development here at Flagler College. I have been in higher education. I think this is my 18th, going into my 19th year. I've been in student affairs and an adjunct teacher in both roles, so I kind of understand the student affairs side and academics, in which your students will be in both areas at the college. So my office is that connection or that transition point to help students transition into college. How do they navigate the 4 years that they're here, but also the transition afterwards? Do I take a gap year? Do I go to grad school? Do I go into employment? Do I look for a post-graduation internship? And so our office is that office in which we help them figure that out, what's the next step, but also development along the way. How do I develop my resume? How do I prepare for these interviews? And we help them with their hard and soft skills too. How do we communicate? How do we respond to emails and things like that? One of the things that we know, this generation kind of emails how they text, right? And so we're trying to help them curate those skills in order to be successful, whether it's in a gap year with a nonprofit like Peace Corps, or if they are going into graduate school, or if they're going into employment, they're prepared to navigate the space.
Absolutely. And you talked about that development aspect, and that needs to start early.
Absolutely.
Earlier today, I got to listen in on the new Academic Horizons webinars that our faculty are doing. And so I think over these next 2 weeks, maybe our faculty are leading some different sessions to educate our incoming families and students on like what they can expect. And it was so nice and refreshing to hear so many of those faculty members talking about connecting with career development early on,
Yeah.
starting that resume early on, and really thinking about like what do I want to do with this major and how do I apply it. So take us down a couple different points on starting early.
Definitely starting early. Come in and meet us. That is going to be the best thing first. Come in, meet us. If you're undecided, if you're stuck between two majors, have the conversation. We are trained, we are there to help. You may be undecided and not know, so we can help you with doing some different career and personality assessments. We have Focus 2, Myers Briggs, and Strong Interest. The good thing about all those tests is they pull from the answers that you submit on the assessment. And it's just personality questions. Do you like insects? Do you like outside? Just different questions that curate, number one, what you should look at as a major. Number two, some different positions that you would strive in to be, that would be very successful for you with those results. And also some companies that you can look for that have those positions. So it gives us a starting point. Okay. We can also work through the 4-year plan. That 4-year plan helps them to explore. You're taking your general education requirements anyway. Excuse me. So use that time to explore. Take an intro class to sociology, psychology. It would happen in the middle of me talking.
Well, you were just so excited about what these students need to be doing in their first year of the 4-year plan.
It's my passion. But just coming in and having the conversation, I think that helps to build the connection. It helps them to understand why we're here, what we can do, and how we can help. We're not going to pour everything in at that first meeting, but it's getting to know them, getting to know what they like. What did you do when you were in high school? Did you ever think about this as an occupation? But also, we have our what we can do with a major sheets, and we explore those with the students too, even if they're decided or undecided. We walk through the different possibilities, what they should be doing each year that they're here, right? Because that gives them a foundation. And what we want to do is in that freshman year, we want to build a foundation. That way they're able to build upon it along the next 3 years that they're here. And so our office is there as a support. Even after graduation, we still are there as a support because those students will get lifelong career development services.
One of my favorite things that I think students were almost afraid, or that family members were afraid that their student was saying it, but that it was such an exciting and rich like appointment, was when the students would come in and say, like, I don't really know what I'm doing, or I don't really know what I want to do, or I have some of these interests. These are kind of the pathways that I want to go down. And that's where I think those discussions and meetings with the first year, you're setting some of those goals, you're setting some of those things to get involved in, to check
Mhm.
out, you're reviewing some of those assessments like you're talking about so that you're setting yourself up for success throughout
Yeah,
your
I
time here
think
at Flagler.
exactly. And I think, one of the things that I have really been focusing on is like getting people to understand what success looks like. And it's different for each student. But
Mhm.
I think one of the three things that we have in the office we have talked about is the 3 E's, right? So, like education, experience, and exposure. Those are going to help you to explore, to decide what's the best fit for you. The education can help you get into those different doors, and then that experience with those internships are going to build your resume. Is going to help you again explore if these are things that I like. That hands-on experience gives you the opportunity to really curate what you're looking for in a job and what you're looking for in a company.
Absolutely. I mean, and sometimes it's easier for us to say what we don't want and like
Hmm.
than it is like what our interests are, but that helps to narrow down,
Hmm.
the lists. It doesn't make it seem so overwhelming. Some of the most powerful part-time positions, volunteer internships are the
Hmm.
ones that we didn't like, but
Yep.
we can articulate why we didn't like them so that we know what we want to focus on for that next one.
Exactly.
And so it's
Exactly.
really nice. I used to always say in my work with students is we get so close to these things as
Hmm.
individuals. And so it's nice to go to an office that can be objective
Hmm.
and that you can bounce these discussion points off with. And, we'll be kind of like that cheerleader along the way that's going to keep checking in and seeing what you're like and what you're not.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I think we also help the students take the blinders off.
Yes.
When they figure out a major, and sometimes it's tunnel vision, and sometimes they end up missing the opportunities that are presented because the blinders are stopping them from seeing it.
Yeah.
It's always so interesting when you're talking to students and they were like, I want to be an accountant. and you're starting to talk to them about different places because all these companies have to have accountings to help with,
Mm-hmm.
balancing their books and all these different things. And it's like the light bulb goes off and it's like, oh, I never knew I could do this at a hospital or I could do this at a company. It's always the big four, the firms, the accounting
Mm-hmm.
firms that they focus on. But look outside of those places as well, just as a starting point as well. Entry level is too.
Well, and kind of twisting that a little bit is your team is helping students understand those transferable skills. And so they
Hmm.
may be taking a classroom management class in the education program, but not realizing that that could go toward event planning, that
Hmm.
that could go toward project management. And
Yeah.
so, you may find, I absolutely love being with kids, but I want to take those skills and apply it to something else.
Something else.
Instead of that stereotypical, classroom teacher.
Hmm.
And, you're really helping them to kind of develop what some of those different opportunities are.
Yeah,
Let's
because
go.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was saying in anything that we do, if it's community service, an internship, employment, we're pulling some type of skill that transfers over. So those transferable skills are present. It's just knowing what they are and how to word it and translate that to the next employer.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and switch gears a little bit. Can you share maybe some of like the specific appointments and workshops and services that your team is offering, all the different kinds of events and fairs and ways that students can gain some exposure.
Okay. So students can always log into Handshake. They can drop by the office and schedule an appointment. We do take walk-ins if we have an opening available at that time. Um, and so with those appointments, they can be from I want to do a career assessment. I don't know what I want to do with my major. I'm looking for an internship. I'm trying to prepare for an interview for an internship or for part-time work. I need to craft a resume. So we can do all of those different skills. We help students develop and curate their LinkedIn profiles and how to navigate those different things. So those appointments are whatever they want to work on at that time. And if it's just to talk about, I don't know what I want to do, we're here to listen for them to them about them not knowing what they want to do and how to talk to them through that process of how we can help them, right? A lot of the different workshops, one of the biggest things we're doing this semester, we're doing a what can I do with the major? And so those are going to be our workshop Wednesdays where we're taking a specific major and we're working with students for a complete hour on the transferable skills that they get and gain from this major. What careers can they do with this major? Do they need to go to grad school? Do they need additional certifications? And so we're doing a deep dive into our those majors during the fall and spring semesters, so students can get an idea of what does this consist of, what
Yeah.
can I expect from this major? So that's one of the biggest things we're launching this fall semester. We have our career expos that are coming up. We have our fall expo, our law school fair, our education fair, and also our accounting and finance fairs. And I know as new students, this may be scary coming and talking to professionals and different people, but it's a good thing to get out and just learn about these
Practice.
people, learn about their companies. What do they actually do? This is an opportunity to kind of figure out, do I want to be in finance? Do I want to be in accounting? What does education look like? What does going to be a lawyer look like? And this is also an opportunity to do your research and explore, not just
Mhm.
go and meet with these companies or these organizations to talk about employment or internships, but it's also a time to maybe find a mentor, learn a little bit more about the company, the majors, learn how this person got from point A to point B. So that's a big part of that exploration and research, when you're trying to figure it out. Um,
Absolutely.
we're doing some new things this year. We're making business cards for students. so they can be prepared to go to these networking events and
Yes. And
fairs.
how exciting is it to walk in with your own business
Your own
card?
business card so you
Set
can be
the
prepared.
stage.
Yeah, so you can, be prepared when you're out there meeting with them and building those bridges and building your network also. Um, and so we're doing a lot of different things. We're partnering with Campus Rec this year. We're doing our Orlando Magic Trip. We're taking
Hmm.
students to
Love those types of
Orlando.
events.
Yeah, they'll get to meet with human resources and the recruiters to learn about the organization, internships, employment. We'll also do a tour of the facility, and they'll get to watch a game while we're there. And so that has really been a really good event that we've been continuously partnering with their office to do that. Throughout the semester, we're launching our branding series this semester.
Hmm.
Students can learn, it's a three-part series where they can learn what is their brand, how do they curate it, and then how do they maintain it. So 3 sessions just focusing on that branding themselves. And so we're doing a lot this semester. We are really thinking outside the box. We're really trying to meet students where they are, but we're also trying to engage them so that career development isn't like the business part of college, but it's the fun business part of college and really
Yeah.
seeing how we can curate that and connect it for them to see the engagement.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was looking into some different characteristics of the different generations, and the students in college now are prioritizing experiences. And
Mm-hmm.
so they're wanting those experiences, like you're talking about, the site visits, curating different things, teaching them how to tell their stories so that when they
Mm-hmm.
are participating in these experiences that they understand,
Yeah,
how to
how to
navigate
use
it.
those skills. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how can our families support this career success? We might have some students that are listening in tonight, but we do gear these sessions towards our family members. And so, what are some different things that you would recommend, the to-dos, the maybe not to-dos, to help?
One of the biggest things is have the conversation with your student. Um, we see so many students that come in, they don't know what they want to do. Their guidance counselor told them, oh, you'll be great at these things, and they don't have an interest in it. And what we don't want is them to go through something someone else suggested, and then they realize junior year, this is not what I want to do. So
Mm.
encourage them to explore if they are not sure what they want to do. Being undecided is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I know people are like, oh, you need to pick a major. It's not a bad thing, though.
Oh, I would love for everybody to come in undeclared. Takes the
Because
pressure off.
right, as we grow, we start meeting new people. We start, going into these different classes, and things interest us, and those interests change. So definitely have the conversation with them of what, if you're picking this major, what are you wanting to do with it? Do you see yourself sitting at a desk? Do you see yourself out in the field doing different
Mhm.
things? Number two, I would say follow career development on IG.
I love it. You are not the only guest on this series who has said that specifically. So,
Definitely follow us because we're going to this semester. We're doing some internship spotlight, employer spotlights, highlighting some different alumni and their journeys. But we're also talking about our events that are coming up, so that way you can see what is coming up. You can
mhm.
encourage your student to go get their business cards made, go and talk to some people at the law school fair, or go to the career expo and meet different people. um, Number three is start having the conversation with them about doing an internship. After they complete their spring semester, they should have a summer internship somewhere. It can be local, it can be back home, it could be remote, but they need to have an internship for a couple of different reasons. Number one, we're exploring. So if they can get an internship at the zoo, at the alligator farm, somewhere, if they're a coastal environmental biology major, something relevant to what they're saying they want to do, that hands on experience can provide them with so much insight on what that major looks like,
Mhm.
right? Number two, we're building the resume. One of
Mhm.
the things we know, employers want students to have some type of experience that's relatable to what they're applying for, the industry that they're going into. So this way, um, you have the possibility of having at least 3 years of internship experience on your resume. And it can be a variety of different things, because again, what we'll do is help you pull those transferable skills from that office assistant internship or um, analyst intern, whatever it may
Mhm.
be. We'll help you pull those from that. Even if you decide, oh, that's not what I want to do anymore, we're going this route.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't want them to get to junior and senior year and not want to use their degree. They want to do something completely different. And then it's the how many more credits do I have to add on to get this and things like that. So start having the conversation, those gentle nudges, you know, even if they come see us once a semester, that's great, because that way we know, they know, and you can know that they're on track, that they're still working their 4 year plan, they're progressing through it.
Yeah.
Um, and encourage them to think about it, explore, get out of the room, learn, meet some new people, go to a different club meeting. You never know where the interest may lie. But encourage them to get out, give them some gentle nudges, um, and say, hey, I saw career development is doing this event, and they can pop in and see us, have a taco or something and get their resume reviewed.
Food is always helpful.
It is always helpful. It is always helpful.
So, Bernita, before I miss this, can you give us the Instagram handle again?
It is FC Careers.
Help.
Yeah, FC
FC
Career
Courier Help.
Help at Instagram.
Yes.
I'm a
And
social
so,
media a student worker that does my social media.
which they probably understand exactly what they're doing and they're getting experience.
And they're getting experience.
Yes. Thank you. This has been such a really good just kind of dive into what our students and families can expect.
Hmm.
You're a part, your team is a part of Move In right at the beginning.
Yep.
You're connected with the first year seminar courses,
Hmm.
with Welcome Week. So students are definitely getting that exposure, and your team really works to do a lot of those, stop and go events where they can
Hmm.
get some, information if they want it, and then offering that one-on-one to really dive
Yeah.
into it. And then some of those bigger events where they have to
Hmm.
figure out how to navigate them and things like that. But you really aim to serve as that partner for those students along
Yeah, we
along
really
that
try
journey.
to evaluate what we're doing to make sure it's worth it. It's reaching students, it's reaching the population. We redesign them if we think it is beneficial, but we really want to support them and want to see them successfully, transition out into whatever pathway that they're looking to choose in the end.
Oh my goodness, yes. Like when you all see the hard work that the students putting in, you're probably one of their biggest like celebrators when when they get that internship or when they get that job or they're
Yeah.
accepted into graduate school and you've seen the hard work, blood,
Hmm.
sweat, and tears that they've put into it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's rewarding, because especially when they want to share that with you, they come
oh
back and
yes.
want to share it, or they send you, a picture, email you over a picture of the acceptance letter and things like that. It's worth it. It is really
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah.
And it makes what we do worth it, you
Yeah.
know, to help them see what they can do.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
how can students or families get a hold of you all? What's the best way to contact?
They can email us at careerdevelopment@flagler.edu. If they want to have a conversation, I can have a generic conversation with them, and we can talk about what they should be doing, not specific for a particular student. But we can have a conversation. Our office number is 904-819-6286. And we can have a conversation if they want, or they can send an email, like I said, and we can respond within 24 to 48 hours.
Yes. And you guys are located in the Student Center on the
We're
second
located,
floor.
yep, in the Student Center on the second floor. You can come up the stairs, come up the elevator, and 2 quick lefts, and you will see the big career development emblem on the window.
And Vernita, we are going to close out this webinar tonight with one thing that we have not mentioned, but is one of our favorite things that your office offers, as well as something that students absolutely love, the career closet.
I knew that's what you were going to say.
Yes.
Yes, we do have a career closet on campus. Students are able to come in. They can walk in, make an appointment. They can get one complete outfit each semester free. The only thing I ask is they leave us the hanger. But this helps students because a lot of times they don't think to bring
That
professional
professional.
clothing when they move into school.
And there are
And
dress pants and suits and
yeah, dress pants. We
blazers.
have suits, ties, blazers, dresses, skirts.
No shoes.
No shoes, no shoes. But yeah, we do take in donations. We have had some families actually made some donations at orientation last month.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, but students who are doing a presentation or even like a
Mhm.
Zoom interview and they just need that professional
They need to,
jacket.
yeah. And
Yes,
sometimes the professors require them to dress for their presentations. And so they
start
have to come in and
early.
get things like
Yeah.
that. And so
And they
it's,
don't have to bring it back.
they
It's
don't have to
there.
bring it back. It's theirs to keep.
Mhm.
We don't ask for it back. It's theirs.
Yeah.
So it's a really good resource. Definitely convocation is coming up with Welcome Week. I know they're required to dress for that. So a lot of students, we did a dress for success for convocation last year. And so we're going to do it again for this year, just in case students don't bring anything for convocation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Vernita, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I thought this was really good and a really amazing way to review kind of all the different services and what students can expect from their
Yeah.
time here. As a reminder, next week on July 21st, we will be connecting with our Dean of Health and Wellness, Mary Tinlin. I love this session because she really works through some difficult conversations and how to
Mm-hmm.
have those with families and what this next kind of month looks like before move-in, which is crazy to say
Yeah.
that we are
Oh, wow.
expecting move-in in a month. But again, career development at flagler.edu if anybody's got questions for Vernita or her team. If there are any general questions that any of us can help out with, orientation at flagler.edu. You can always email us there and we can direct it across campus. We have 3 more orientation sessions for our new saints coming on in. And so we've got one next week, another one the following week, and then that first Friday of August is one geared toward our incoming transfer students. Any student can attend that one, but we do know that transfer students have a different kind of schedule and different priorities that they're managing as they begin their journey to Flagler. So once again, thank you so much to all those who join us, and we hope y'all have a good night. Thank you.